Hello, writer friends. Kimberly Dawn Rempel here, and I wanted to pop in today to talk to you about what stops us from writing. In my years of working with writers and talking with writers and being a writer, um, I've noticed, as you probably have too, that there are a lot of reasons that we give for why we're not getting to our writing. And you've probably used some of these yourself, I know I have, but some of those reasons that we say are things like, I don't have time to write because I'm too busy. There's work and there's kids and there's school and there's meetings and clubs and there's just so much to do that I don't have time to write. Or we say that we don't have a space to write. I mean, there's the family house and the kids are everywhere and the phone is ringing and the laundry is calling and there's just no space. If I could get away to maybe a special loft like this one or have my own writing shack, then I could get some writing done. But we don't have the space, and so we feel like we can't get to it. Another thing that I've heard over and again is that I don't know what to write or how to write, or even when I sit down I get distracted and put it off and procrastinate. So today I want to talk to you about those reasons, those barriers that keep us from writing, because here's what I have noticed. Those are the things that we say, but they're actually not the reasons that we're not writing. They're just kind of the cover story we give ourselves. And there's a deeper level of reasons and causes that are underneath that, and that's what I want to talk to you about today. So we may say we don't have time or space, but really I have found that the reasons we avoid writing have more to do with generally three things. One I've noticed is fear. So a writer will feel afraid. We're afraid we're going to, if we write something, we'll look stupid. Our opinions will appear stupid, or they'll be judged and will be criticized, or worse, no one will read the thing. And so that fear of those things can keep us from writing. And then we'll use those other things that I said before as excuses to not face that fear and do the work. Another thing I've noticed in myself and writers I've worked with is self-doubt can underlie those feelings and those reasons that we give. We may doubt that our opinions matter and that there's a reason we should even say anything. We may doubt that we can write at all, or certainly that we can, we have a tendency to compare ourselves, right? Oh, I can't write as well as that person. And I know I struggle with that personally. I don't write as well as these seasoned professionals. And so, well, then maybe I shouldn't write. Maybe I should just not bother, right? And we can also have doubt about whether or not we can achieve our goals, whether it's sales or readership. And that self-doubt can keep us from writing. And then, of course, we go and use those excuses like, I don't have time anyway. And the third reason I find that a lot of writers don't get to writing is disillusionment. And again, this one has been very true for me. When you're writing, especially if you've done it for years, and you just find no one's really reading it, no one's really engaging with it, friends and family especially, right at the beginning, that's a hard pill to take, is that your friends and family won't necessarily care, and they won't necessarily read it, or buy it, or recommend it. So that can be a tough pill to swallow. Criticism can also be another area where you experience disillusionment. That's happened where a writer has submitted their work to a friend or a professional, an editor, a writing group, whatever, and the feedback they receive is harsh, too harsh, and it actually crushes their spirit and can stop them from writing, get them lost in that disillusionment of their ability doesn't matter. And anyways, and another area of disillusionment is when people actually praise you like crazy. And they say, wow, that's amazing. Your writing is amazing. You're amazing. Way to go. But they don't read it, and they certainly don't pay for it. And so that difference between what they say and what they do can cause disillusionment too, and frustration, as you realize, oh, it's only flattery and not sincere interest. So those are the three things I've noticed the most that can cause, that are the causes behind those reasons we give. And so I would like to propose a solution. So we talked about what we say. I don't have time, I don't have space, whatever. And how the feelings that really come and fuel those reasons: disillusionment, self-doubt, and fear. And I just want to equip you with one thing that you can do to bypass all of that and plug back in to your writing and your creativity and motivation. It's a really simple thing to do, but it's not necessarily easy. Basically, how you can overcome that is by not writing anything, just sitting down and thinking about why. Why do you want to write? What is your reason? Just forget everybody in the world, forget all those reasons, forget all the fears, just pretend they don't exist for a moment. And think about, why do you want to write? Is it because you have something important to say? Is it because you want to remember and process things, like writing a memoir, for example? Is it for fun? Just to have fun, or to develop your skills? Maybe you want to leave a legacy for your family, record stories that they can cherish and remember. Maybe the motivation is money and readership, although I would suggest that Ray Bradbury says an artist who is creating for money is only half an artist. I feel like that's a little harsh, but also that there's some truth in it. Like, that can't be a reason for our work. It can be one reason, but not the driving force that propels us and compels us to create, whether or not anyone buys it. It needs to be able to stand on its own even without that support. And it can do that if you have your why solid. And then when your why is solid, what happens is you'll still feel fear, and you'll still grapple with that sense of disillusionment and self-doubt. But the difference will be that you'll understand why you're doing it, and that will be enough to motivate you through those things instead of crumbling under their immense pressure. So that's the tool I wanted to share with you today. I welcome any questions that you have. Pop them in the comments or email me. Also, if you would like some personalized help with working through that stuff, this is the kind of thing that we do in coaching. Way less talking on my part. I would explore those things or help you to explore those things in yourself. But if you could, if you're getting tripped up on this step or other steps and could use some help, let me know. That's what I do. So anyway, happy writing.